Hello everyone and welcome to Yoga with Rachel. Today we have a beginner's yoga flow. So we will be exploring some of the more popular yoga postures, and as we do, I will provide some options to play around with as well as recommendations for props that we can use to help us find more steadiness and ease in our practice. So with that being said, please bring along with you a blanket or a pillow as well as some socks. Alrighty, let's get moving. Hello friends, make your way down to the ground, find a comfortable seat of your choice. So this could be in a kneeling position or in a cross-legged position like what I am doing. Feel free to sit up on a blanket or even a pillow just to create some more support and ease in this posture. If you brought socks along with you to the practice, feel free to place your socks behind the backs of your knees like so, just for some added comfort and support, especially if you've ever experienced any knee discomfort. Just give it a try, see what happens. All right, let's begin to rock our pelvis forward, creating some length in our back body, our low back. You can almost imagine a pendulum swinging forward. Allow your hands to just fall wherever they may naturally fall. This could be in your lap, on your thighs, or even off to the side. Let's just take a moment to breathe in and out. On your next breath in, let's begin to draw our shoulders up towards our ears, and on an exhale, just drop your shoulders. 2 more times just like that. Inhale in to lift the shoulders, and exhale to drop them. 1 more time. Inhale, and exhale. Awesome. Perhaps doing this action has created a little bit more space between your ears as well as your shoulders. Now, let's round through our right shoulder here. So loop our right shoulder up and down the back body. Perhaps maybe you notice a little bit of a difference between your right and your left side. For me, I notice that there's a little bit more space and a bit more of an opening in my right side. Let's just check it out on now our left side. Looping our left shoulder up and down our back body, hugging our elbows in towards our side body. Perhaps maybe we're feeling a little bit taller here, a little bit more open. Let's begin to nod our head yes. So looking up towards the sky, chin towards the sky, and then looking down, chin towards the chest. 2 more times just like that. Look up, down, up, and then down. Great. Come back to center. Let's shake our head no. Looking past now our right shoulder, then on over to the left. 2 more times. Right, left, right, and then left. Great job. Come back to center. Tuck your chin in slightly to create some length in the back of the neck. Always remembering that the neck is an extension of our spine, reaching the crown of our head towards the sky. And perhaps now we close our eyes or even keep a soft gaze looking directly past our nose and breathe here. Perhaps you take this time just to notice how you feel. Do you feel a little bit taller? Do you feel a bit more open? Do you find sitting tall challenging? Just acknowledge whatever thought or feelings are coming up. Just consider them. We are here for 3 more breath cycles. Great. Now open your eyes if they were closed. Release your hands, your fingertips towards the earth or on the earth, and let's begin to breathe here. And our next breath in, let's send our hands up and overhead, fingertips touching each other. And then on an exhale, float them back down towards the earth. 2 more times just like that. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Yes, awesome work. Keep your hands at your sides. Begin to walk your right fingertips away from your body. You can either keep your fingertips planted on the earth, so your palm raised, or palm planted. And as you breathe in, send your left hand up and overhead. And on an exhale, find a nice gentle side body stretch, bringing your left hand over to the right side. Finding whatever movement feels nice for your body. Finding a lovely stretch in our side body. Great, and then coming back through center. Now we walk our left fingertips away from our body. Again, you can keep your fingertips on the mat, or if you would like to experiment with placing your palm down, feel free to do so. Breathe in to send the right hand up and overhead towards the sky, and then on an exhale, begin to find that gentle stretch over on this side. Working out any kinks. Perhaps you may be feeling a little bit stiff, especially if you're doing this practice in the morning. Just checking it on out. Great, and then coming back through center. Great, so let's now make our way to all fours. So you can remove the socks from the backs of your knees. You can place your blanket or your pillow off to the side, or you can use it as padding for the knees. If those items are not available to you, no worries, because you can always double up on your mat here by folding it over. Okay. So once we have arrived here on our hands and knees, let's begin by stacking our wrists underneath our shoulders, and our knees are in line with our hip points here. Spread your fingers nice and wide on your mat. Press into your fingertips. You can imagine like you're gripping into your mat. Now, when we do this action, perhaps you notice that your palms are raised away from the mat, and we also want to I encourage us all to try to press into the fleshy part that exists between our index finger as well as our thumb, just to take some pressure off of the wrists. Now shine your elbow creases forward out in front of you. You can imagine that you're kind of opening up a cookie jar or a jar of honey, something that you really enjoy. Now loop your shoulders up and down the back body, broadening through our upper back. Extend through the crown of your head, so reach your head towards the top edge of your mat, tuck in your chin slightly. So now let's focus down on the low body, what the low body's doing. Now press into the tops of your feet as you rock your pelvis forward slightly, just to create some length in our back body. Breathe here. Now, it may not look like we're doing much in this tabletop position. However, there is a lot of hard internal work going on. So really breathe here. Okay, on your next breath in, begin to loop your shoulders as you drop your belly, opening up through your chest, reaching your tailbone up towards the sky and looking forward. Cow pose. You can imagine that you're a cow in an open field, soaking up some vitamin D. Great, and then on your exhale, begin to round through the back body. So our belly button drawing up towards our spine, chin towards our chest, pressing into the tops of our feet for stability and support. Breathe here. We're now in cat pose. You can imagine a black Halloween cat when you do this pose. Great, 2 more cat cows just like this. You got it. Breathe in, drop the belly, and open on up. And exhale to round through chin to chest. One more time. Inhale to open up. And then exhale to round through. Okay, let's come on back to a neutral spine or a tabletop position and bump your hips over to the right. Look past your right shoulder and breathe. Great, back to center. Now bump the hips to the left, looking past now your left shoulder and breathe here. Excellent, back to center. Now let's just find some freestyle movement, just have some fun with it. So perhaps you take some circular movement with the hips here. Finding, areas in which you may feel a little bit stiff. So you're working out that stiffness. Try your best not to worry about what it looks like, just focus in on what it feels like. Have some fun, be playful. Amazing, and when you feel satisfied, find some stillness here. Let's curl our toes under and begin to walk your hands back towards your thighs, sitting back on our heels to take some pressure off our heels. Let's rock our pelvis forward, loop our shoulders, and tuck in our chin slightly, maintaining this beautiful length in our back body here. Take some zombie arms as a counter stretch to what we just did, the beautiful work that we just did. You can open and close your hands, just shake it out. Okay, coming on back to all fours. We're not going to be here for much longer, so you got this. So now let's send our right foot back behind us, toes planted on the mat, and just find a rocking motion backward and forwards here. Stretching out through the wrists, through the ankle and the foot, and then eventually find some stillness. Breathe in, and on your exhale, begin to draw your belly button up towards your spine, rounding through your back body, and we send our right foot in between our hands. When you get here, try your best to stack your knee over top of your ankle, coming on up to your fingertips. And if you're looking for a deeper stretch, walk your left knee back a little bit. Top of your left foot, I should say, planted on the mat still. Loop your shoulders and look forward. Breathe here. Great, if you would like a little bit more of a challenge, you can breathe in and out, and then on your next breath in, send your hands up and overhead towards the sky. Breathe here, palms facing one another. Keep some space. Perhaps you find a little nice back bend here as well. Looking on up towards the sky. And then on your next breath out, send the hands back towards the earth. We're gonna connect with our center once again as we send our right foot back to meet our left leg here, coming back to a tabletop position. Okay, we got this. I know that we do. Okay, now let's send our left foot back behind us, toes planted, and finding a beautiful rock here, back and forth. And then eventually we find some stillness. We breathe in. And as we breathe out, let's connect to our center, drawing our belly button up towards our spine and sending now our left foot between our hands. So again, you can walk your right knee back a little bit to just get a little bit more of a stretch in there. Again, we're trying to stack our knee in line with our ankle here, coming on up to the fingertips as we look forward. Doing great. So again, pressing into the top of the right foot now for stability as we breathe in to send our hands up and overhead towards the sky. Perhaps you sink a little bit deeper. Perhaps even play around with back bend here, looking on up towards the sky. And then on your next exhale, float the hands back down to the earth. So again, connecting to our center as we send our left foot back now to meet the right leg. Okay, walk your hands out in front of you so that way your hands are no longer stacked underneath your shoulders. Now bring your hands to the long edges of your mat and shine your elbow creases forward once again. Curl your toes under as we lift one knee up away from the earth, followed by the other, And then we send our sit bones up and towards the sky, dropping our heels. If the heels do not reach the mat, no worries. Just keep them raised. You can even find a generous bend in your knees here, melting your chest towards your thighs and looking directly between your feet. Downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal it out here. So finding any kind of movement that feels nice for your body. And breathe here. You got this. Okay, and when you feel satisfied, find some stillness. Let's all just take a deep breath in together. And a long exhale out. On your next breath in, let's begin to shift forward, coming on up to our tiptoes. Look forward, and oh my goodness, we are in plank. We are here for 5, you got this. 4, 3, 2, and then begin to lower down onto your belly, pretending like you're doing a push-up here. There you go. And when you are on your belly, drag your hands so that way now they are aligned with your rib cage. Press into the tops of your feet. Press into your pubic bone. All hug our elbows towards your side body, looping your shoulders as we breathe in to rise up, baby cobra, finding a nice little back bend here. And then exhale to lower our head towards the earth. 2 more times. Breathe in to rise on up. Exhale, lower. 1 more time. Breathe in to rise on up. Perhaps you get a little bit higher this time. And exhale to lower. Woohoo! Curl your toes under. And then lift on up to a plank. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then send your sit bones up on the 1 back to a downward facing dog. Doing great. Let's begin to slowly walk to the top of our mat. No worries about what this looks like. Just focus in on what it feels like, stretching through our feet. When you arrive there, we have made our way into a forward fold. Feel free to bend your knees quite generously. I like to actually place my belly on the top of my thighs here. And then just allow your body just kind of like relax into it. Perhaps you find a gentle sway from side to side. And breathe. Great. When you feel satisfied, find some stillness. Place your hands on your shins and begin to slide your hands up your shins, up to your thighs, and stop right on your thighs, okay? Loop your shoulders, hug your elbows in towards your side body here. Reach the crown of your head towards the front edge of your mat. We're coming to a flat back position here, and you can almost visualize that our body is making the number 7. That's probably like the easiest way to visualize that. Okay, breathe here. And then on your next breath in, send your hands up and overhead, rolling on up through the spine. And then bring your hands to prayer position, so right at your heart. Great work. So while we're in mountain pose, just take a moment just to check in to see what our body is doing. Let's just take a moment to rock our pelvis forward once again, looping our shoulders, tucking in our chin slightly, perhaps like fixing your shirt, like what I'm doing right now. And then just reach the crown of your head towards the sky. So we use mountain pose to allow us to kind of just rest, to catch our breath, to ground, or even just to reflect upon our practice so far. So perhaps you use that time to reflect or even to catch your breath. Let's all breathe in together and out. On your next breath in, bend your knees as we open on up to the sides. We're doing like a little bit of a twist with our body here. You can imagine that you're kind of giving someone a big hug. So open twist to our right to start. And then come on back through to center. Let's take it on over to the other side. So open twist to our left side now. Imagining that you're giving someone a big hug. And then back on through center. Breathe in as we send our hands up and overhead. And then as we exhale, we fold on down, bending our knees, lifting our heels away from the earth, and then sending our hands back behind us as we come through to a seated position as gracefully as possible. When you arrive there, plant the soles of your feet on your mat, knees pointing up towards the sky, and you can keep your hands back behind you. So fingers pointed either towards your body or away from your body, your choice. Okay, let's use our right hand, grab our right ankle, and drape our right ankle over top of our left thigh here. We're getting a nice little hip stretch in. So breathe here. Perhaps you find a little gentle rocking motion from side to side. If you're seeking a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can always walk your bum a little bit closer to your heel like so, and just check it on out. Perhaps you rotate through your ankle, flex through your feet. The amazing thing with yoga is that there's so many options. I love it. Okay, release, and let's check it out on the other side. So left hand grabs our left ankle now. We drape our left ankle over top of our right thigh, and we check it on out on this side. Now, this side may feel a little bit different from our other side, so just notice. I'm just going to find a little swinging motion. Great. And then return the sole of your foot back to the mat. Place your feet off to the long edges of your mat now, and let's just begin to draw our knees over to the left side of our mat and then over to the right. So you may notice that your bum is traveling. Just allow that to happen and travel with it. Left, right, one more time, left, and then right. Awesome work. Coming back through center. Now we're going to come to lay flat on our backs here. So if you have a hair elastic in, a clip or whatever, take it out now as we now come to lie on our backs. Great. When you arrive here, just take a moment just to snuggle your shoulder blades underneath your back body to create a little bit more of an opening in your chest. Take up space here. So allow your hands to just fall gently at your sides. Allow your armpit chest to breathe, especially if you're feeling a little bit heated right now. Palms perhaps facing towards the sky, fingertips curled in. I also like to tuck my chin in slightly, just to create length in the back of my neck. Feel free to close your eyes here as we just breathe here. Perhaps you use this time to reflect upon our practice here today. Perhaps you consider what posture you really enjoyed and why. Perhaps you even think about what posture you found challenging and why. And perhaps for the postures that you found challenging, you can start to think about how you can create more ease in those postures. So for example, perhaps a seated meditation, an easy pose. Perhaps it's hard to sit up tall. But when you use the blanket, you found that you were able to sit up a little bit taller. So perhaps you'll begin to integrate that into your everyday practices. Just some things to consider as we rest here. We're here for 3 more breath cycles. Okay, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, rock your head from side to side. Take a full body stretch, imagining that you're just waking up and starting your day, and perhaps you actually are. So this may feel really yummy and juicy. Okay, hug your knees in towards your heart center. Rock and fall on over to one side, coming through fetal position, and then up to a seated position. Okay, well, great job today. I really hope that you enjoyed today's practice. If you haven't done so already, kindly subscribe to Yoga with Rachel, as it is the best way to support free yoga content for all. Hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload new videos to the channel. And tell me about your experiences on the mat. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so very much for joining me here today. I appreciate you and all the hard work that you do. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.